Hi, my name is Eric Koster. I'm going to explain to you how proper club selection will enhance one's game on the golf course. Since golf is a sport that's been around since the 15th century, originally played by royalty and wealthy individuals in Scotland known as gentlemen. So it has become a major pastime for individuals around the world, from the rich to the lower ranking working class. It is a game that takes mental strategy and physical mechanics to the limit. Based on my research of selecting the proper golf club, says I will inform you on how to select the proper golf club that will enhance the ball striking ability according to the skill level of the player. According to the golfer's experience, it is vital that the golfer chooses the proper club, the club head, shaft, and grip, so to increase the player's ability to succeed on the golf course. During the minutes that follow, I will tell you how to select the proper golf club that will improve the skills and scores on the golf course, by explaining the parts and operation of the golf club, by explaining the most common clubs carried by a player, and by explaining what type of clubs to choose according to your gender, height, the distance from your wrist to the floor, age, handicap or skill level, club head speed, and what club you use from the 150-yard ball marker. So golf has gradually changed over the years, from the once carved from woods heads and shafts to the now titanium hollow-bodied heads, to the steel and graphite shafts. A golf club is made up of three major components: the club head, shaft, and the grip, which I will explain to you now. This is the club head, this is the shaft, and this is the grip. So the club head may be made from three types of material: wood, titanium, or steel. And so the club head is divided into several components. According to Rebecca Lake, from Rebecca Lake's article, How Do I Explain the Parts of a Golf Club, from Livestrong.com, so she states that the heel is the part of the club connected to the shaft. This is the heel, this is the toe, this is the face of the head of the club, this is the hosel. The hosel connects the head to the shaft connects the head and the grip together. It says the sole is at the head of the club. The thickness of the sole is determined by the player's playability. The thicker the sole, the easier it is to strike the ball without getting that unwanted missed strike or curvature of the ball while playing the game around on the golf course. The higher handicap you are, the thicker the sole you want. The lower handicap, like your professionals or somebody with a scratch golfer, would actually want a thinner sole to use from, because you can shape the ball in different directions. The loft of the club, when the player's holding at the end by the grip, is determined depending on what club you select. Your lower number of clubs, actually your higher number of clubs, would actually be a higher loft. Your lower number of clubs would have more of a loft. Less loft, I should say. You got D loft and more loft. Loft is actually determines the distance and the height the ball will travel. The higher the loft, the shorter distance, but the higher the ball will fly. So Rebecca Lake also states that the shaft, it says the shaft connects the grip to the club head, which I've explained earlier. The grip is the part of the club where the player places his hands. There's three types of grips. You got your standard, you got your mid-size, and you got your oversized. There are four different types of shafts. The shafts, you have regular, stiff flex, extra stiff, and senior. It says a golfer needs a variation of clubs to play on the course, to play around the golf. The variety gives the golfer the ability to strike the ball and send it a certain distance and height, as explained earlier. It says, according to golf regulation, a golfer may only carry 14 clubs in the bag at one time. So the golfer can select any variation of clubs that he wants to carry in his bag, but it cannot go over 14 clubs, especially when playing a true round of golf like in a tournament. It says in the decades, so the typical golfer, before I go to the decade, the typical golfer carries a 1, 3, and 5 wood, a set of irons consisting of 3 through sand wedge, and a putter. It says in the last decade, golf manufacturers introduced hybrid irons. It says which replace the longer irons. It says, and they resemble a smaller version of the woods. According to Pine Meadow Golf, so there are 7 factors that a golfer should know before selecting a set of clubs. It says the gender, the height, the distance from the wrist to the floor, age, handicap or skill level, club head speed, and the club used from the 150-yard ball marker. It says gender is used to put you in the correct fitting scale. says your height and distance in inches from the floor are put together to determine the length of the club that should be appropriate for you to use. Some golfers may be taller with longer arms and might need shorter clubs. Somebody shorter with real stocky arms like I am might need a longer club. It says your age, handicap, or self-assessment skill level. It says your estimated club head speed. It says and your iron you use from the 150-yard marker. It says are all combined to determine the shaft flex that is appropriate for you. It says, as you can see, golf selection plays a major role in enhancing one's golfing experience. It says as golfer's experience increases or decreases, it is vital that the golfer chooses the proper club head, shaft, and grip to be a successful player on the course. It says knowledge of the main components and operations, common club heads used by a player, and knowing these 7 factors for choosing a set of golf clubs will enhance your playability and give you the ability to effectively communicate to the club builders and designers as well as other players on the course. It says with the many manufacturers and ever-changing advancements in golf club technology, golfers now have the ability to select from a variety of golf clubs for any playing need necessary.